Okay, so hey guys, and welcome back to another weekly fighting roundup. And if you're on around here though, and you have not yet subscribed, please do so. Like video if you do need like video, and let's get straight into it. So, boxing news. Start off with Martinez has retired. That's quite sad, to be honest. Kiko Martinez, an absolute legend of the sport, and he's been doing it for a long time now, and it's understandable that he has retired, but still been fighting at the top level. Lopez has joined Happy Punch. Inoue is in talks to fight Paez in December. Dubois vs Rodriguez, Riley vs Corrales, and Simpson vs Brown are fighting 30th of September. Price will fight 2nd of September. Tate and Danis are planning a spar. Ramirez will fight Smith 7th of October. Velasquez vs Asumaro and Co vs Evans will fight 23rd of September. Canelo is open to a pool exhibition after retirement. Just thought I'd add that in there. It was brought up in one podcast he was in this week. Malloy will fight 16th September. Crespo versus Olivo. Perez versus Nicholson. And Pacheco Jr. will fight September 15th. Ugas will face Barrios September 30th. Marshall has joined PFL. Seems like that rematch with Shields will happen in the PFL now. Pretty much the main reason why that's probably happened, to be honest. McGrail versus Mendoza, Fiaz versus Bellotti, Masood versus San Martin, Majid, Hatton, and Lacey versus York will fight October 21st. Got interviews with a few of these lads. Fiaz, of course, Masood, Majid, and Hatton as well. So wishing all of them the best of luck, of course. Hennessy has joined Boxer. Foster is set to fight Hernandez October 28th. Bark has joined S-Jam Boxing. Cordina is set to fight Vasquez November 4th. Gregati and Bradley will fight September 16th. Etienne won via TKO in round 2 versus Enyi. Amelia won via unanimous decision versus Ramirez. Jackson won via unanimous decision versus Lantry. Lev Tele won via split decision versus Vusitu. Zhu won via TKO in round 8 versus versus Brubaker. Hussein won via majority decision versus Mazoudier. That's a shame to see Mazoudier lose, but fair play to Hussein. Wilson won via unanimous decision versus Alanis to become WBO International Super Featherweight Champion. If Prograis versus Haney doesn't happen, Progress said he wants Broner next. Interesting fight to make. Big fight, I suppose, but interesting one. Didn't expect that. Zhu will fight Mendoza October 15th. Finally getting, he's going to be world champion by that point, but finally getting the big fight that he deserves. This is kind of his world title fight, really. Optaia vs Thompson, Clark vs Dusa, Scotney vs Griffer, Dixon and vs Fanders, Lidard, Ryan, Courtney and Sains will fight September 30th. Big fight Optaia vs Thompson. Of course, Lidard on that card, we spoke to him not too long ago. But interesting fight. I thought it would be Breeders, to be honest, but that seems like it will be next. Whoever wins the fight, Thompson or Optaia. Ali is set to rematch Guzman November 4th. Saudi Arabia want to revive the idea of Fury versus Usyk and Joshua versus Wilder on the same night. I'm not getting my hopes up yet. I don't think anybody realistically should. Wilder wants a 2-fight deal with Joshua, one in Saudi Arabia and one over in Africa. Sains has joined Matchroom. Ryan and Kelly will fight September 16th. The WBC are set to order the winner of Ryan vs McCaskill to fight Habazin. Umbaya has joined Happy Punch. Ali Walsh versus Rosenberger changed to a no contest after Rosenberger had a positive drugs test. Like I said before, Briadis guaranteed the winner of Optaia versus Thompson. The IBF have ordered Barrett versus Nunes. Hellenius has had a positive drugs finding. Another one. So many now. Matchroom, feel bad for them at this point. Interesting how it's a couple of weeks later. Realistically, if anything would have happened, then it would have been bad, and it could have really negatively affected what happened. But Of course, another finding. Do I think he's guilty? I don't know. I can't really say really because there's not enough evidence to say. But it's just another one, and I'm sure there's going to be plenty more. Seems like every week there's a new one at this point, and I suppose it is quite amusing how it just didn't do anything for him really because, I mean, he lost and he got battered anyway, so I suppose it's not a big deal with hindsight, but a bit dangerous either way. TBG Promotions won Matthias versus Ergachev. Purse bids, Neri has called out Casemiro. The WBC have ordered Stevenson versus Martin. That's a good fight. Seemingly, this Davis is set to rematch Cruz next, so that's why they've ordered Martin, because Davis isn't fighting Stevenson, and it's for the vacant belt Stevenson versus Martin fight. But that is also a good fight in the process. Kahar Huv won via unanimous decision versus Guade. Mejia won via KO in round 1 versus Perez. Munguia won via unanimous decision versus Ormsby. Barrera won via unanimous decision versus Mendoza. Zambekov won via KO in round 1 versus Zagara. Yeritzian won via KO in round 2 versus Deliguez. Alessandro won via unanimous decision versus Ochoa. Walsh won via stoppage in round 4 versus Velasco to remain WBC Silver Super Welterweight Champion. Matejka won via unanimous decision versus Tufuga. Adams won via unanimous decision versus Mag Salim. Daniels won via TK in round 4 versus Mohammed to remain IBF World Heavyweight Champion. Got that one wrong. Motu won via unanimous decision versus Simwaka to remain IBO World Super Bantamweight Champion. I believe I said it was a stoppage. I can't remember, but I got it right with the winner. Good dominant performance and more fights, big fights hopefully for her from the now on. Almayuf won via unanimous decision versus Penzes. Nagami Sengue won via majority decision versus Kansin. Kahartsiz won via points versus Zadjakowski. Hamid won via TK in round 1 versus Hurdy. Mills won via unanimous decision versus Tibmos. Solominikov won via TK in round 1 versus Gudel. Sibatari won via TK in round 6 versus Julio. Mulahanov won via TK in round 1 versus Amazolov. Wolchecki won via TK in round 3 versus Ariyaza. Lapin won via TK in round 6 versus Schwartz to become IBO Continental Light Heavyweight Champion. Shiraz won via TK in round 2 versus Mitrofanov to remain WBC Middleweight Champion. Barinchik won via unanimous decision versus Yigit to remain WBO International Lightweight Champion. Usyk won via KO in round 9 versus Dubois to remain IBF, IBO, WBA Super and WBO World Heavyweight Champion. And let's speak about that. So, that was a controversial to some victory. Of course, it was the shot that everybody's talking about, the low blow. It's been talked about low blow. Do I think it's a low blow? Maybe. I feel like there's always perspective. Different camera angles are gonna show different results when it's that close. I do think Usyk has his belt lower than most, so arguably it could be a low blow. I think to an extent people are just over really thinking it a lot, but I think that is the internet in general. Do I think Usyk gets up quicker if it is a proper knockdown? Yes. Are people saying he cheated? He didn't cheat. I don't think he paid off the ref. I'm pretty sure he didn't pay off the ref. That would be some next level scandal if he did. So I don't think he did that. I don't think he cheated. Realistically, I scored a low blow. He realised that. He took his time. That's more than allowed. If I felt like he would have got up quicker if he was having the count, because that's that kind of fight or flight thing, and that is like I don't think he has that give up mindset, and so I think he would have got up quicker. Dubois otherwise got battered in the fight, to be honest. Usyk looked incredible as per usual, really outboxed him. Dubois, I suppose, did land a few good body shots. Usyk looked hurt a couple times to the body, but nothing really too big for him to then look like he was going to be in real trouble other than that shot. But that's the shot that everybody's talking about. Does take away from a good victory from Usyk. Do I think there'll be a rematch? Probably not, because I don't think Dubois showed enough in the fight other than that one shot to warrant a rematch when there's so many other big fights around at the moment, especially as well as the age of Usyk. I don't think he's going to be willing to take a rematch unless it's forced upon him. So yeah, I don't think there will be a rematch. And I also don't think it was a bad performance from Usyk. It was just that one incident, which it is a shame. There's not many fights nowadays where there isn't something controversial that happens, but I mean, Warren has appealed the Dubois loss. We'll have to wait and see, I suppose, but I don't think it will come back, and I don't think they will get a rematch, to be honest. Carrington won via unanimous decision versus Contreras. Zupov won via TKO in round 5 versus Campos. Mason won via unanimous decision versus Villarraga. Akaye won via majority decision versus Ali Walsh. Milton won via unanimous decision versus Lewis. Jalolov won via TKO in round 1 versus Wariem. Anderson won via TKO in round 5 versus Yudenko to remain WBC, USA and WBO International Heavyweight Champion. I got the Usyk prediction right. Anderson prediction got right as well. Good dominant performance. Back to winning ways. Fair play to Rudenko for staying up after them shots, to be completely honest. He was getting battered. But realistically, back to winning ways, showing that he still is that good fighter. Like, he's not, just because he had one fight where maybe it wasn't his best, or it's just against a tough level opponent, then it doesn't make him bad. And it's nice to see him being active and getting back to it, and that's only going to do his confidence the world of good. Suarez won via unanimous decision versus Vasquez. Ajagba won via disqualification in round 4 versus Kosabutsky to remain WBC International Heavyweight Champion. That was a strange fight. Going into the fight, the prediction, I mean, I said that Kosabutsky would win. I also said Kosabutsky had good bodywork. He does, if it lands, but it was strange. Ajagba was landing good shots, good body shots. They were good snapping shots, but then Ajagba also did land a couple low ones himself. But Kosabutsky just looked really frustrated and just started peppering him to the body, and his reaction just like he didn't care at all about first of all the point he didn't take away, and even when it got disqualified he just walked off like he wasn't asked at all, and you could tell he was just let the frustrations get the better of him. Jogba landed his own little low shots as well, but at the end of the day Kosabutsky deserved to be disqualified, to be completely honest, and it was a strange fight. Jogba, I don't know if he's ever going to go on to huge big things really, but I suppose he's gotten a victory there. He's gotten a couple strange victories that Jagba has, but it's a victory nonetheless. Collazo won via TKO in round 6 versus Diagan to remain WBO World Minimum Weight Champion. Good dominant victory again from Collazo, climbed up the rankings some more. Hopefully now gets another big fight, because that wasn't really a huge fight, so hopefully also got a prediction right for that one. Mercado won via unanimous decision versus Valenzuela to remain WBC World Super Bantamweight Champion. Didn't do a prediction for that one. Didn't know the fight was even going on until Saturday, because it really just, there was nothing said about it really until the day of the fight. So didn't even know that what the result was for a little while. But managed to find that Mercado won. Congratulations to her. Hopefully another big fight now, possibly. I believe against against Motu, could be a fight. I don't know, but we'll have to wait and see. Moving on now to the MMA news. Petrino will fight Bukauskas November 4th. Taffa won via KO in round 1 versus Porter. Blanchfield won via decision versus Santos. Nakamura won via decision versus Garcia. Chikadze won via decision versus Kakares. Smith won via decision versus Span. Strange fight that. I mean, it was a close fight. It was a bit of a slugfest, but Smith came out on top, got that big bad eye injury, but that final round was really all that mattered, to be completely honest. Holloway won via KO in round 3 versus Young, and Young has retired. Not surprised he retired at all. Very impressive knockout, but it was coming the whole fight. Young was coming in open, getting caught every time, just getting hurt every time. You can tell he wasn't and isn't fighting what he used to be. The chin isn't there anymore, and I respect him. The ring walk was amazing for Young, but that was about all that was amazing that night, to be completely honest. I mean, he hurt him a little bit at the start, but Holloway is just that next level, and that counter punching ability is too impressive, and you can't just sprint into him and expect things to happen or good things to happen to you. So he punished him, and fair play to him. 2 back-to-back weeks where counter punches have won fights. So O'Malley last week and Holloway this week. But yeah, that is it for today's video. Hope you did enjoy. Like if you didn't, like this, subscribe if you're new, and thanks for watching.